We are at Pine Grove Furnace State Park at the Pole Steeple parking lot. Gonna go do one of my favorite hikes in the area, which is hike up Pole Steeple. I don't know how far I'm gonna go. If I do the loop, it's only like 4 miles. Otherwise, it's like 2 miles up, out and back. But we'll see how I'm feeling and go from there. We're a little bit past prime leaf color time, but it's still really nice out. No cycling today. It is very windy. There's a high wind advisory. Just doesn't sound like a boatload of fun on a bike, so we're going hiking today. It's a little chilly out. I opted not to wear my jacket, so I know I'm going to warm up once I get moving, but I do have it in my bag if I decide I'm not warm enough. The first mile or whatever it is of this hike is straight up, basically, for the most part, which means it'll be slow going for me. That's all right. I've hiked this trail many, many times. But this is the first time in a while, and almost certainly my first time without wearing hiking boots. With how rocky this terrain is, I really do prefer to have hiking boots, but I found mine didn't fit me right, so sneakers it is. This right here is a pretty typical central Pennsylvania trail. Rocky, boot destroying trails. Since I'm wearing sneakers, I gotta be careful I don't roll my ankle or something. I gotta watch where I'm putting my feet a little more carefully. I do use trekking poles. They take a little stress off my knees and my hips. They put this split in years ago, but when I started hiking here, this wasn't here. It was only the steep trail and the moderate trail, as they call it. Made the trail a little more accessible, but also in making it more accessible, made the trail more crowded on the weekends especially. And after they put that in, a lot more graffiti and stuff started showing up at the top, which is unfortunate. It had gotten really bad, and they've since cleaned it up. I guess we'll see what it looks like now. I haven't been here in a few years. But I always said that I was never going to take that direction. I was always going to take the steep way. We'll see how long that holds, but today we are going the steep way. Over the years, they've turned the steep way into a little more like a stairway to prevent erosion, but this didn't always used to be here. Well, that wind's really blowing. Whew. As I've gotten older, I do have to stop a few times on my way up. That's no big deal. You can see the rock face now through the trees that leads up there. The trail now goes around that instead of up the face. Ooh, there's the sun. So the trail used to go straight up the middle of this rock face. There's kind of a gap there where you kind of have to scramble up the middle. But I don't know, sometime before my kids were born, so 15 plus years ago, they rerouted the trail to go around the backside instead of straight up the middle. I guess as a safety concern, as more people started coming up here. Would probably coincide fairly closely with when they put the easier trail in. But yeah, now you don't go right up the middle anymore. You still can if you want to. They don't have any signs or anything to say you can't. But I'm gonna follow the actual trail today. That stuff's not as easy for me as it used to be. Trail markings are kind of spread out in spots. If I didn't already know where the trail was from years of coming up here, might be a little hard to find. Now that the leaves are falling, it's during the week, so there's not much foot traffic up here to pack them down and define the trail. A bunch of these are sassafras trees. You can tell because the leaves are pretty distinct. They have 3 different kinds of leaves. You got the single lobe ones with 2 lobes, and then there should be 3 lobe ones here somewhere. Yeah, here's one right here. I don't know if I'm showing that on camera well enough, but there they are. All right. This is where the side trail meets. The Pole Steeple Trail is the Appalachian Trail. That's not the Appalachian Trail. That just leads out to it. We might go back that way. That's how you make the 4-mile loop. We'll see how I feel once we come back this way. I don't do much hiking these days. I mostly do cycling, and it's kind of different muscle groups. And I'm out of shape. All right. This is the turn here to go up the backside of Pole Steeple. Let's make our way up this, and then we'll have a real nice view up at the top. Hello. Here we are, up at the top. Very windy. Only one other group of people up here today, which is nice. Like I said, we are a little bit past peak leaf color time, but it's still pretty nice. Oh, so nice. I've been dying to get outside. Good to finally get out here, spend a little time in the woods. Alright, gonna go over there to the other side. It's a little easier to sit over there. The rocks aren't at quite the same angle. Super nice stuff. All right, I'm gonna head back down. I think I'm probably gonna take the Appalachian Trail route. Turn this into a 4-mile hike, whatever. It is so windy up here right now, so I'm kind of looking forward to getting down and getting out of that. Whew, all right. Down off the rock face now, and the wind is already so much better. Once we get out to the AT, it's a more gradual slope and a little better surface, not as rocky, so can move along a little faster. Whew. Sun looks so nice coming down through the trees on the colorful leaves and all that. along the sides here. This is all mountain laurel. Mountain laurel is the PA state flower, I think. Gets these cool little flowers on them that have like they're kind of like a geometric shape with pointy edges. All right, white blazes. White blazes means we are at the Appalachian Trail. So let's get moving. The nice thing about where I am right now, there is absolutely no cell service here. So this is the middle of the day on what would normally be a work day for me, but I took the day off. And normally I'm getting a flood of work messages right now. In fact, I was right up until I got to the area where I didn't have service anymore. But now that has all quieted and given me a chance to just enjoy the day for a little bit. As you can see, this is much faster going than the trail I was on before. Still wish I had my hiking boots though. What is this? Oh, make sure you carry all your trash out, people. I don't like to come across trash in the woods. I will pick it up if I find someone else's trash, as long as it's something that's not too much for me to carry. A couple trees down. Moved into more of a pine forest area. It always kind of surprises me that this clearing hasn't filled in more. Like, this clearing has been here for as long as I can remember. I remember this clearing because it's kind of a landmark of where you are along the trail. Just seems weird. Usually when you have a big clearing, it kind of fills in where the sun can hit. But not here. All right, this is the Appalachian Trail meets the road. From here, unfortunately, it is road hiking back to the car. Not my favorite thing. If memory serves me right, it is almost a mile of hiking on the road. It's not a road I'm going to encounter cars on, except for maybe one or two, just people here in the state park. But just the actual road surface is unpleasant to hike on after being on the trail. There is another route I can take. There's a trail I could have taken back into the woods, but without proper waterproof hiking boots on, that's a bad idea. It rained quite a bit yesterday. They can get pretty swampy back there, so I'm not looking to ruin my sneakers, really. Not that they're particularly nice, but more that they're the only ones I've got. I didn't need my jacket at all. I almost put it on when I was up top, but down here it's fine. The mountain and the trees are blocking all the wind. Really glad I came out today. It's really nice. This road part always seems like it goes on forever. Like it's always this right-hand curve the whole way, pretty much. It just keeps going and going. Oh, what a nice view. So over here is a pipe that comes out of the side of the mountain that feeds directly from a mountain spring. There used to be people would come here and just fill up water bottles here straight off of this pipe, just like they were getting spring water from the store, and they take it home to drink or whatever. I mean, I personally wouldn't recommend it these days, because giardia is a thing. But when it's warm enough out, I will dunk my head under there, because that water is always freezing cold. A little chilly out today to do that, however. Be cool to have one of these cabins that are out here. I know I've said it before in places like this, but I don't make getaway cabin kind of money. These giant trees with their colorful leaves. Love it. All right, here we are, coming back to the parking lot. We are the only car here. If you come here on the weekend, that will not be the case, unless the weather's bad, and even then, I mean, this parking lot tends to be full. So, this has been our hike up Pole Steeple at Pine Grove Furnace State Park. Hiking videos are not going to become my main focus. My main focus is still cycling, which is pedaling with Pete. Thanks for watching if you're still around. See you next time.